Are Bonnie and Mangala Fernandinho any closer to fitness?
Maybe we have now the complete next week after we play the next game, so probably one or two of their players will be fit next week. Yes.
Now today you've completed a deal for Anthony Caceres. What do you see in his future?
In what, sorry?
Today you've completed a deal for Anthony Caceres from Central Coast Mariners. What do you see for his future?
Well, it's a player that he will come here, but probably he will go in loan in another part. It's not part of the squad in this moment. So it's a lot of things that the club always do, thinking about the future.
Is it likely he'll go on loan to Melbourne?
Well, we don't know. We'll do it officially in the moment that is ready.
Now, you've told us many times you're in the market for world-class players. So how does the impending transfer ban for Real Madrid alter the global market?
Well, I don't know what will happen in that case. It will not be easy for those clubs, especially that they are always a club that wants to buy top players, as you said. But that's that problem. We'll see now. We are thinking just in this moment in what we must do now and not in what will happen in the market in the future.
Do you have a fear, though, that because they might be restricted in the future, they might come looking for any of your world-class players, Sergio Aguero, for example?
I repeat, I don't talk about those things that you never know what will happen.
There's no doubting their standing in world football, your experience attracting players to Real Madrid, but do you believe now that Manchester City are on the same level as Real in terms of attracting players?
I think that it's a club that wants to be in the same level. And I think that we are improving every year in achievement, in the way the club is growing in every department. But Real Madrid has a long and important story of a big club so many years. But I am sure that this club is in the correct way to try to do it.
Now, our colleagues, our Sky colleagues in Germany have told us that you might be interested in a player from Dortmund, Julian Weigl. Is he a player on your radar?
I will answer the same answer that I do every time for the same question. I don't talk about rumors.
And in terms of the Crystal Palace match, Kelechi Iheanacho has obviously done very well against them this season. Does he come into your thinking for a start?
Kelechi is in the squad list, so we'll see tomorrow which is the started 11. But I always say the same, young players that if they are working every day with the team and they play some games, when they have the option to play those games, they must take the chance. And I think that every time that Kelechi has played, he has done it very well.
How good a player can he be?
Well, it depends in the way he develops in the next years. I think it's important for him to work every day with important players. But in the moment that we talk to the FA last season to have his work permits, is because I especially think that he will be a very important player.
And just finally from me, you've won 10 out of the last 12 matches at home. How important is your form at the Etihad in terms of what you hope to achieve at the end of the season?
Well, it's important to try not to drop points here at home, but always important to try to win away. I think that finally, for me, it's not good to try to divide what happened at home or what happened away. One of the most things I think that one of the most important things that I think that we have as a team, that we can win or we can lose the game, but we are always trying to go for the 3 points playing away or playing at home. Maybe away we lost some games that we don't deserve, or maybe we may make some mistake, but the mentality and the style of the club is always the same. So we try to make the less difference between playing away and playing at home.
Hello again, Manuel. This is the third time now that you've faced Crystal Palace this season. What influence will the first two matches have on this one, if any?
No, the influence not, because I think that every game is different. We play a very difficult game against Crystal Palace. They are in London. We beat them with the last minute with a goal of Kelechi. We were in a very good moment at the beginning of the season. They were also in a good moment, scoring a lot of goals. So it was a very close game. Maybe here in the cup was more easy, but we don't expect that we are going to have an easy game tomorrow. I think that we are going to play against a tough team with a very good players.
And as far as Sergio Aguero is concerned, how near do you feel, or far away as it may be, that he is to being back to his best?
Well, I think that he's very near. He's making all the movement that he normally does in his normal performance. I think that he is feeling that his body is okay. So I hope that he will continue playing the way he did the last two games. Maybe he didn't score because Howard made two very important saves, but he has a lot of good moments and he had two clear chances to do it.
Manuel, was that just one of those games then against Everton? Sergio, you mentioned a couple of chances, didn't score. Your home record in terms of scoring goals has been fantastic. Obviously that was a frustration, but you don't see a pattern emerging that was just a frustrating game?
No, because the performance of the team was exactly the same that we do in other games. I think that we have so many options. We dominate absolutely the game. We have a lot of possession. We have a lot of chances. That was different reason we couldn't score. But you cannot be worried when you play in that way. Maybe you are worried when you don't create chances. But having those amount of chances and that possession of the ball, it's very strange that this team doesn't score. So it was an accident that happens in football a lot of time. But now we must continue trying to play in the same way and hope that we are going to, sure that we are going to score.
After considering the game as well for a couple of days, how pleasing was it that without Vincent Kompany, you did manage to keep that clean sheet again?
Well, I repeat the answer that I gave you some months ago, some weeks ago, that we don't depend just on one player. I said last year that last season that we finished the last 6 games without Vincent, and we beat we won the 6 games, and we had 4 clean sheets. This year we started very well with Vincent. He's continued being the captain and continued being a very important player. But one of the merits of this squad is to have good results without depending on just 1 or 2 players. He's a very important player, but I think the other players can do it well also.
You did have a 17-year-old central defender on the bench against Everton, Cameron Humphreys. He's a local lad as well. Does that show you that maybe he's a supreme talent or your squad isn't strong enough in that area?
No, I think that unfortunately we have 2 central backs injury, that is Mangala and company. We have 2 very good central backs that are playing in this moment, as Otamendi and De Michelis, that both of them and they are in national squad. Mangala is in the national squad of French. But I think that we also have young players, and if he comes on the bench, it's because he has an important future here in City. So I'm very happy for him, but I repeat, I'm very sure that with the central back that we have a good defense.
You've talked, Manuel, about your philosophy many times and that you're wanting to play the same way in an attacking, entertaining way. But I wonder whether, because I've heard a lot of people suggesting that your team have become too predictable, that the opponents now know exactly how you're going to play, and that's one of the reasons why they're making it so difficult for your team to score.
No, I don't think, because one of the things that this team is not is predictable. I think that we have so many different ways to play, with 2 strikers, with 1 striker, without striker. We change a lot of times the tactical system. So I think that we continue being, after 3 seasons when I'm in charge here, we continue being the most scoring team of the Premier League in the 3 seasons, the last 2 and this 1 season. That we have always, not only at home, I think that away we always try to be an offensive team also. If we don't score once, having 17 shots at goal, it's just an accident, but I don't think that it's because the rivals know the way they must play. They never play against our team, not one team in the Premier League, hand to hand. They always are waiting for us from the first season, waiting with 8 or 9 players behind the ball near their box. And we try to make the movements to create the spaces.
I've also heard fans certainly suggesting that the tempo of the game sometimes is a little too slow. Is that something that you can dictate from the sidelines? Do you tell the team what tempo to play at?
We try to also always to play with the high tempo that we can. It's not easy, I repeat, when you normally have to play against nine players near their box to create a space. So you have a high tempo, but it's not tempo what you need. What you need is to finish in the last third with accurate passes, with quiet finish to decide which is the best pass. It's not a matter of pace. I think that if we don't have possession, maybe that can be a matter of pace. But we normally have a lot of possession in every game, so I don't think that that's the reason. I repeat, we just draw one game here at home, and we continue having the highest performance and the highest percentage of winners as a home team.
Manuel, when you look at the results all this season, your results and everybody else's results, are you disappointed that you're not in front of everybody and taking advantage of other people's failings, or do you feel happy or relieved that they haven't gone away from you?
Not one thing and not the other also. If we don't have more points, it's because not only our team, if nobody has more points, as normally has in this part of the season in another years, it's because maybe the Premier League in this year is very close. The same question that you ask me if I am disappointed can be disappointed. Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, United, Tottenham, all the teams. I think that if not one team that has more points because it's more difficult this season for different reasons. I think that I am very happy because we are still involved in all the competition. It's not easy at this part of the season. We are 3 points behind the leaders. I don't think that we deserve to be. Maybe we had a couple of games that we lost that we didn't deserve to do it, but maybe we won another games that we didn't deserve also. I think that all the teams have the point that they deserve this season.
And just on Vincent, how long is he going to be out for this? Do you know exactly how long he will be out for this time?
If I could guess the future, it would be very easy for me to answer you, but it's impossible to know.
Thank you.
We're heading to the embargo, please, guys. Sorry, just one more at the top. So, Jans, just get one more at the top. Chris.
Hi, Manuel. Just on Sergio, he's played quite a few minutes lately. Are you confident he's fully fit to cope with a busy schedule coming up?
Yes, he's 100% fit, so he doesn't have any problem. It's not the best recovery because we are going to play after less than 72 hours. That is the minimum that the player needs to recover. But Sergio is okay now. He doesn't have any problem.